Are we really tiny specks? We can remain forever in awe. Or we can decide to step out of our homes and travel the cosmos. From here to its farthest reaches, to discover its wonders and face its horrors. Beautiful new world. Its malevolent forces. The beginning of time and the end of the world. Here is the beginning of space, just 100 kilometers up, an hour's drive from Earth. The first stop, the Moon. Dozens of astronauts have come this way before us, and 12 of them have walked on the Moon. The surface of the Moon looks like a desert battlefield, bombarded by millions of asteroids and meteorites. But now it is calm, clear that no large object has hit the Moon for millions of years. 4.5 billion years ago, a wandering planet collided with the Earth, spewing millions of tons of molten rock into space. The Moon was formed from the coalescence of these lavas. Neil Armstrong's first footprints look like they were made yesterday. There's no air here to change them. They could remain here for millions of years. We must continue our journey. In the heart of darkness, a friendly face. Venus, the goddess of love, the morning star, the evening star. Venus, the brightest planet in the solar system, with its beautiful yellow clouds, reflects the sun's rays. Earth's sister, with its equal size and gravity, and perhaps safe for us. But the findings of Venus Express say that those dazzling clouds are made of deadly sulfuric acid. And that is why the planet's atmosphere is full of carbon dioxide. The sun shapes the future, but before it gets there, this Mercury, the smallest planet in the solar system. Its close proximity to the sun makes it so. The surface of this planet drops below 170 degrees at night and above 400 degrees at noon. The gravity of this planet is very high for its small size, so it must be much heavier. This planet is like a large iron ball with a rocky shell. The sun, in its magical glory, going 150 million kilometers away from home Earth, a journey that takes 20 years by plane. It is so big that 1 million Earths could fit inside it, and so heavy that its gravity could hold the entire solar system. A familiar face in the sky, unrecognizable up close. A turbulent sea of glowing gases. And if it were a thermometer, it would show more than 5,000 degrees Celsius. Of course, the temperature of the Sun's core reaches millions of degrees. This temperature is so high that it converts millions of tons of matter into energy every second by creating a nuclear reaction. But one day all this will stop, the Sun will run out of fuel, and when the Sun dies, the Earth will die too. Red planet. With certainty, Mars. For centuries we have gazed at Mars in the hope of finding signs of life. What is going on here? We are going to take pictures and prove it. Red and dead. Mars is a giant fossil. But one thing is alive here, a giant of dust, much bigger than the largest tornadoes on Earth. And where there is wind, there is air. Air that could help extraterrestrial life form. But this air is not suitable for us to breathe. Air rich in carbon dioxide. Mars has no protection from the Sun's ultraviolet rays and is cold, with temperatures reaching -80 degrees, freezing water in the soil. The surface of Mars is covered with a huge mountain, so huge that it cannot be ignored. Mount Olympus, a huge and ancient volcano, 3 times higher than Everest. In comparison, the Grand Canyon looks like a small crack in the asphalt of the road. It's a very long path, the equivalent of the entire length of North America, with signs of activity and erosion like a dry riverbed in the valley floor, perhaps volcanic activity melting the ice in the soil and allowing water to flow through this valley. And where there's water, there might be living things. The search must continue. Jupiter. What a monster! At least 100 times bigger than Earth. So big that you could fit all the other planets inside. Something that big would have a huge impact on its neighbors. Its gravity would prevent these asteroids from forming new planets. Almost all of this giant planet is made of gas. If we landed here, we would be drowned in its layers and might never hit a solid surface. Jupiter's beauty is the result of intense chaos. The planet rotates at a very high speed, with winds blowing at hundreds of kilometers per hour, which cause its clouds to form into bands, twists and eddies, and this legendary Great Red Spot. The largest and most turbulent storm in the entire solar system. At least 3 times the size of Earth and 300 years old. All of these swirling clouds have had electrical storms. Just one of their sparks is tens of thousands of times more intense than any lightning bolt on Earth. This is a planet that has captured our imagination and captivated our dreams. Here it is, spinning before our eyes. Saturn, the crown jewel of the solar system. There is something magical about Saturn. It is a giant ball of gas with such a low specific gravity that it would float if dropped on water. Its spectacular rings cover a distance equivalent to the distance from Earth to the Moon, yet are only a few meters thick. The Chicory orbiter picks up radio waves, probably produced by the auroras around Saturn's poles. This is the real music of the planet. And it tells us that these rings are probably what is left of a moon that Saturn's gravity has broken apart. An unparalleled beauty has been created from this destruction. Billions of pieces of ice, some as small as a glass, some as big as a house. They collide, they break, they stick together. Every object that orbits Saturn is actually a moon. From the tiniest particle of ice to this, a moon larger than our own, Titan. It seems to have an atmosphere. There's wind, rain, and even seasons. And rivers and lakes and oceans. This is the most Earth-like place we've ever seen, except this isn't water. It's all natural gas. Hundreds of times more than all of Earth's oil and natural gas reserves. Uranus. These mysterious rings make it seem as if Uranus' axis is tilted, perhaps a collision with a large planet, an ancient collision that turned it upside down. To reach the edge of the solar system, we have to travel another 20 billion kilometers. And here, another unknown being, the god of the sea, Neptune. A giant covered in methane gas. This is a stormy spot the size of Earth. A wild wind blowing at 1,500 kilometers per hour. At home on Earth, the sun causes the wind, but Neptune is so far away. These wild winds must have some other factor. No one knows what. We go further to find something to rely on. After all those gas balls, we found a solid moon. Triton. Solid but unstable. Look at these fountains, cosmic chimneys, pumping out these unknown fumes. The direction of this moon's orbit around Neptune is the opposite of the direction Neptune rotates around itself. A cosmic battle, in which this angry moon is headed for defeat. Neptune's gravity pulls on Triton, slowing it down, drawing it closer to itself in a spiral path, and eventually Neptune will smash the moon into pieces. Pluto. Until recently, it was thought that Pluto was alone and beyond. We were wrong. There are other frozen worlds. More than 13 billion kilometers from home. The farthest thing orbiting the Sun, according to observations to date. Another icy world called Sedna, discovered in 2003. Sedna takes 10,000 years to orbit and is at its farthest point, 130 billion kilometers from the Sun. Wait, there's something else here, 16 billion kilometers from home, the Voyager 1 space probe. If it weren't for this handful of aluminum and an antenna, we wouldn't have any images or information about these giant planets and their unknown moons. Look at the side, this golden plate, like an intergalactic message in a bottle. A friendly message is recorded on it, in many languages.
Hola y saludos a todos.
And here's a cloud of cosmic icebergs drifting apart. Our journey is coming to an end, but in reality, in cosmic terms, this is like a baby step. There are trillions of kilometers and billions of stars ahead.